Right, question 1, nice and straightforward, simple cuboid. Find the volume of it. You know, this whole thing is about volume of cuboids, so the first thing I would do is just write out the formula. So volume of a prism, because we've got some shapes that are made from multiple cuboids. So volume of a prism is cross-sectional area times by the depth. Okay, so identify what the cross-section is. This is the cross-section here. What's the area of this cross-section? 3 times 2, which is 6 centimeters squared. And then I'm going to times it by the depth. So 6 centimeters squared times by 11 equals 66 centimeters cubed. Question 2, this time we've got to set the equation up to find a missing side length. So here's my cross-section of the cuboid. And so I know that if I do 8 times by y, that will give me my cross-section. And then if I times that by 20, that's my depth. That gives me my volume, which in this case is 960. So if I divide both sides by 20, you could have put this together to give 160y if you wanted to at the beginning. But if I divide both sides by 20, that gives me 8y is 48. 48. So then if I divide it by 8, divide by 8, I got y equals 6. Question 3, this is my cross-section. And I can split this cross-section. I'm just going to work out the area of this cross-section, and I can split it either like this or like that. And I think for this time I'm just going to split it like this. So I've got these two areas, and if I add them up, I'll get my total area of that cross-section. So this area here is 20 that way by this 5 is the same as a 5 here. So it's 20 times 5, which is 100 centimeters squared. And this cross-section here is 12 times by 8, which is 96 centimeters squared. So the whole thing here is 196 centimeters squared. My cross-section of that is 196 centimeters squared. But I need to times it by the depth. So I need to identify the depth. And my depth of this shape here is 40. So if I do 196 times by 40, you've got a calculator to do with this, or you can just do that in any kind of method that you'd like to do, but you have a calculator to use for this. So 196 times by 40, 7840. 7840 centimeters squared. Cubed. So this one, y equals 6 centimeters should be. Okay, next question. Right, I've got another L-shaped, so a prism, an L-shaped prism. So let's have a look what might be the best way to split this one up. I could do it like that or like this. I think I might do this one like this. And it doesn't really matter which way you split this shape up. Here's my cross-section. So I know that my cross-sectional area times by x is going to give me 880. Let's work out what the cross-sectional area is. This part here is 10 times 3, which is 30 centimeters squared. This part here, I need to work out a missing length here. So I know this part here is 2, and I need to do 8 take away 3 to know that this part here is 5 centimeters. So this here is 2 times 5, which is 10 centimeters squared. So altogether, my whole cross-sectional area is 40 centimeters squared. So I've got 40 times by x is equal to 880. So therefore x is going to be equal to, if I divide both sides by 40, that's going to give me 22. Can use a calculator for that. 22 centimeters. Okay, both cuboids have the same volume. Find the height of a cuboid B. Alright, so first we have to we can work out cuboid A, and then we can use that to work out cuboid B. So here's my cross section for A. So my cross section is 3 by 15, which is 45 centimeters squared. And I've got to times that by my depth of 20. So my volume is 45 times by 20. 45 times by 2 would be 90, so times by 20 would be 900 centimeters cubed. Not finished. I now know that both these volumes are the same, so I can now work out what this one is using this volume. So there's my cross section there. So I know that 9y, 9 times by y, times by 25 is going to be 900. So let's divide by 25 on both sides. And I believe that should be 36. 9y is 36. So then if I divide by 9, I get y equals 4 centimeters.